The Indiana Fever go into New York and walk out of New York with a W in hand. Things that I like.
What stood out most was how physical the game was allowed to become. Clark saw hard hedges, aggressive switches, body contact off the ball, and multiple possessions where defenders crowded her space before she could even initiate the offense. Whether you believe the officiating crew missed calls or simply let them play, the result was the same. New York made every possession uncomfortable. They wanted to disrupt her rhythm, force her into difficult decisions, and test how she would respond when the game stopped looking like college basketball and started looking like elite professional basketball.
Taking it right to the post, boom, get off me, right over your head. That's how we started off the game, folks. That's how we started off the game. Love to see that. Then we follow up 5-0, I believe after a Sophie Cunningham 3.
But the most important takeaway for Indiana may be this. Caitlin Clark never looked rattled. Even under constant pressure, she kept attacking, kept creating, and kept making reads against one of the best defenses in the league. That's what should concern the rest of the WNBA. Because if this is Clark adjusting in real time against championship-level pressure, then her learning curve may be much shorter than many expected. Then came the game's most debated sequence, the final possession. Down 2 with the clock winding down, everyone in the building knew the ball was supposed to find Caitlin Clark. But New York denied her aggressively, crowding her before the catch and forcing Indiana out of rhythm. Fever fans will argue Clark was fouled. Liberty fans will call it elite late-game defense. Either way, the possession captured the larger theme of the night. New York made sure nothing came easy.
Caitlin Clark walking around with a back brace. Now I know some people are saying, people in my chat were saying, shout out to everybody in the venue, salute to y'all. People are saying this is a biometric device. Looks like a back brace to me.
And if this matchup taught us anything, it's that the WNBA may have its next great rivalry already forming. Indiana has the league's most talked about young star. New York has the veteran powerhouse trying to protect its throne. That combination creates pressure, emotion, controversy, and the kind of drama that drives the league forward. The next time these two teams meet, nobody will treat it like just another game, because now there's history, tension, and unfinished business. Off the Indiana Fever, go into New York and walk out with a win in hand. Things that stood out to me immediately. What happened in this matchup was bigger than a preseason result. This was the clearest sign yet of what Caitlin Clark is going to face every single night in the WNBA. The Liberty didn't treat her like a rookie. They treated her like a star they were determined to disrupt from the opening tip. Every touch was physical. Every screen had force behind it. Every catch came under pressure. And whether you call it playoff-level intensity, veteran toughness, or targeted defense, one thing became obvious. Teams are not giving Caitlin Clark anything easy.
I believe sometime in the second quarter, we had like a very lull in our offense where the New York Liberty is kind of putting it on us, and we're sitting around asking ourselves, what's going on? Raven Johnson stepped up in that moment and said, damn, I guess I got to try to be as aggressive as I can. I guess I got to make things happen. She takes it coast to coast. She hits she hits Kelsey Mitchell, I believe, in the corner for 3.
That physical tone was established immediately. Indiana came out aggressive, attacking inside, pushing pace, and getting early contributions from Sophie Cunningham and the supporting cast. But once New York settled in, the game changed. Because when you look at who was on the other side, that intensity makes sense. The Liberty are the standard of the WNBA right now, a championship contender built around proven stars. Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquil Jones, these are players who have earned their status. They are not handing over the spotlight because a rookie entered the league with historic hype. Their message was simple. If Caitlin Clark wants to take over this league, she'll have to earn it.
At one point during the game, that's Justine Bassett.
Points on the
hitting threes. At one point in the game, we have Sophie Cunningham and Raven Johnson going give and go action. Sophie Cunningham gets a steal. Boom, steal to Raven. Raven back to Sophie. Looked good to me. And then Sophie Cunningham in the second quarter hitting her 3rd.
That physical tone was established immediately. Indiana came out aggressive, attacking inside, pushing pace, and getting early contributions from Sophie Cunningham and the supporting cast. But once New York settled in, the game changed. Because when you look at who was on the other side, that intensity makes sense. The Liberty are the standard of the WNBA right now, a championship contender built around proven stars. Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquil Jones. These are players who have earned their status. They are not handing over the spotlight because a rookie entered the league with historic hype. Their message was simple. If Caitlin Clark wants to take over this league, she'll have to earn it. Even when Indiana's offense stalled, even when the pressure increased, Clark kept attacking. She kept creating. She kept making reads under pressure. That's the part the rest of the WNBA should pay attention to, because if this is her adjusting against one of the league's best defenses, then her development curve may be faster than expected. Then came the most controversial sequence of the night, the final possession.
Quarter scored 32 points. Second quarter, we dropped down to 21. Very interesting what was going on over there. All in all, can't take too much away from this game, other than, personally, Raven and Justine Passot looking like they're rotation players in this league. I'm glad with what I saw from those two. Let me know your...
Down 2, with seconds left, everyone knew who Indiana wanted taking that shot. But New York denied Clark aggressively, crowding her before the catch and forcing Indiana out of rhythm. Fever fans will argue she deserved a whistle. Liberty fans will call it great defense. But regardless of where you stand, the possession perfectly represented the entire night. New York made sure nothing came easy. And that's why this game matters beyond the box score. Because what we may be watching form in real time is the next defining rivalry in the WNBA. Indiana has the league's most talked about rising superstar. New York has the veteran powerhouse defending its place at the top. That creates tension. That creates controversy. That creates must-watch basketball. The next time these two teams meet, it won't feel like just another regular season game.